Okay, so we're on dc.gov, and the first thing that I'd like for you to do is try and pay for a parking ticket.
Pay for a parking ticket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Figure out where you would go.
I'm going to the residence tab,
Okay.
and I'm going to go to transportation and motor vehicles, and pay a ticket.
Okay, click on that.
And then let's see.
A way to pay it online.
Payment must be in U.S. dollars or with a credit card issued by the bank. Yes, you can do online. You can do parking and photo enforcement, minor moving violations, or fleet. You can. Oh yeah, so you can do credit card online. You can do installment payments. They have a payment plan. You can send it in by mail. It's got the address on it. You can pay it in person. Has a little link that you can find, I am assuming, the address on. Or you can call a number that they've provided and pay for the ticket.
Okay. Can you go up to the part where you can pay online?
Okay.
And then try that. Don't actually put your information up, but let's see if it works.
I am probably going to get a photo enforced ticket at some point, so I'll click on that one.
Okay.
Yep, so you just enter the ticket number or the state and plate, and then enter this little text.
Okay, awesome. Next one is going to be, can you go back to the original? So go back up to, yeah.
Okay.
Find the police non-emergency site. Or phone number. Should be a site.
I'm going to go back to residence
Mm-hmm.
and go to public safety. They have the Metropolitan Police Department as an option. So I'm going to click on that. Let's see. It gives you a link to the website for Metropolitan Police Department. So I'm going to click on that. Under safety and prevention. Nope. Under services, hotlines, and tips. I was looking for police non-emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I found it. It's under the hotlines. Where did I go for that? Yeah, the hotlines and tip line. So it's 311. And if you're calling from out of DC, from outside of DC, it has a number that you can call.
Does it have like a, like is the 311 like a link, or is it just say 311?
It's a link. It says about 311, or it says call 311 for police emergencies, or you can download the app. So that's kind of handy. I like that you can download an app to like report issues. Because a lot of times, like if you're in a situation where you can't call somebody, like where you can't be heard, that's kind of nice. We'll do about 311. So, kind of tells you a little bit about the 311, and who can use it, and that's 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and some of the services you can request. And then it also tells you what is categorized as a non-emergency to the police, such as noise complaints, unoccupied vehicles, vandalism, crimes that happened in the past, there's no injury, and or the suspect is no longer on the scene.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so the first question I asked you was to try to pay for parking.
Mhm.
How would you rate that, like, when you went and tried to pay for parking, like, was, like, from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being, like, the greatest, being able to find it and, like, click on things, like, how would you rate that?
I feel like that one was super easy, so I'm gonna go with an 8. Because it literally said pay ticket, and then when you scroll down it said, if you're gonna pay it online, click here.
Okay. Okay. And then, now that you've done the find the police non-emergency, how would you rate that one?
I feel like if I didn't know where to start looking, it would be a lot harder, but I would still probably give it a 6, because I feel like I guessed a lot more for that one, because I was like, oh, I don't know maybe what this would be under.
Was there anything that you think could make it easier, or was it intuitive to the user? Like,
Well, the one page was kind of blank, so that's the Metropolitan Police Department page. So like when we first got here, was it this one? No, it was the one before that. So when you're coming from the dc.gov page and you click on the police, it literally just says police department, the address, the phone number, an email, and the website. So it just looks very blank. So I just assumed their number would be on the website.
Okay, so next question. Can we go back to the original page?
Okay.
Can you find the housing services contact information? So if you were looking for anything for housing services, like, I'm trying to think of maybe like property value or, what else would be a housing service?
Underneath residents is a new resident resources. But there's also public works, sanitation, and utilities. I don't feel like that would fall into that. So new resident resources. Transportation. Utilities are under there. The DC1 card. Property information. And I am looking for
Like their contact info. Contact.
So I'm trying to figure out maybe who my advisory neighborhood commission representative is. And oh, it says I have to type in. It says I have to type in my address.
Okay, we'll do that.
So I guess if I had an address, and then would tell me who it was.
Yeah. How would you rate that one?
Oh, it brought me to a new. Let me go back to here. That one wasn't too hard. Cause you just clicked on new and then scroll down. I would give that one an 8.
There's 5 questions. So question 4. Find trash and sanitation.
Residents, sanitation. Let's see.
What kind of tabs does it have on there for you to click on?
There's popular services, which trash is not under. Agencies, events, news, community engagement feedback. So, the Department of Public Works. Oh, view more public works, sanitation, utility service, or online services. So, I will click on the public works and sanitation. And then they have a bunch of options. So there's alley repair, dead animal collection, find your trash, and recycling collection schedule. It's the third one. And if I click on that, oh, they have an app. That's kind of nice. Or you can click learn more. And tells you a little bit about the trash pickup. It's usually once a week. There's a holiday trash and recycling schedule. But it tells you can contact, but it doesn't give you an online option. It just wants you to download an app.
Okay.
Which I feel like you should also have an online one, just so that way, like, people might not have smartphones.
And then how would you rate that one?
If I'm gonna rate finding it, I would probably give it a. I would give it a 6.5. But if I was gonna rate it on how to use it, I would give it a 5. Because there's not an online option.
Okay.
And like, if you're gonna do this much work to find it,
Then yeah.
it would be nice to just type in my address and you could tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Last question for this one.
Okay.
How would you go about paying your taxes if you're using this site?
Well, I am a resident. Oh, online services. No, that doesn't do me any good. Government. Budgeting, grants, discharging accounts, public government.
This is whether it be car or house, any kind of tax information, if you can find it on there, how you would be able to pay it online.
I'm going to type it in the search bar because I don't really see anything that would lead me there. And when I click it, there's unemployment taxes, as in how do I pay unemployment. Here's the DCOTR that will file your taxes for you. The Office of Tax and Revenue is the third option. So I will click on that. And it brings up, you can check your refund status. You can go to mytax.dc.gov where you can file, pay, register in DC for taxes. There's customer service that pops up almost automatically. That's nice. And a video. That kind of shows you who they are and why they would want you to file their taxes. So that's kind of nice. And then if you go down, there's featured services, which is like customer service. There's a business service, individual service, real property tax database search, real property tax, or just the tax forms and publications. So if you have the property tax, or if you're doing the individual tax, or if you're a business, so it's nice that they offer those. But then there's a button for more services if you have other things to look for. business, check your refund status. Oh, basically the same ones from earlier, just in a different order. Oh, records of deeds. And tax practitioner service center.
Let's see, if you were gonna do the property one.
Real property tax database search.
Mhm.
No. Real property tax service center. Review information available for tax. Okay. And payments. Online services, bill payment. So they can do an e-check.
What about like credit card, debit card?
Real property tax payments. Let's see. You can mail it in, or you can pay in person, or use the e-check online payment system. But if you use the e-check, which I clicked on the link for the e-check, you can make your payment 24 hours. Oh, you can do it anytime. Oh, they don't charge you to use it. That's nice. Because I know a lot of places, if they use e-checks, they'll like charge you a convenience fee. Let's see. If you make the payment before 5, it's effective the same day, which is nice. It says search the real property assessment database and enter your square and lot or your address, which I can't do, but
Yeah.
you do that and then you click on your property, click view tax. I don't know what the difference between the e-check and maybe a Visa card would be.
Okay. So, now that you've used that one, how would you rate that?
I'm gonna give that one a 4.
Okay. And why?
Because I feel like taxes are kind of a more important thing, even though they're only like once, depending on what you have, like twice a year. So, but I feel like those are more important to a lot of people. So I feel like maybe it should have its own tab, or at least something that indicates that it's underneath one of the tabs. Because if you like because when I typed in taxes, and now that I'm here under the real property, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the left side, like assessments and FAQs, different things about property. So I feel like for it to have that much information underneath it, it should maybe have its own tab. Especially because I had to type in taxes, and then it brought up a whole bunch of things that weren't technically DC.gov related. There were like other things in there too.
Cool.
Okay.
So that is the first one. So can you go over to Denver?
Denver. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna do the same questions.
Okay.
First one being, can you find where you pay for a parking ticket?
Oh, okay. Yes. So at the top of the thing, when you click on, or when you put your mouse over like neighborhood, business, visiting, there's no little drop down bars. However, if you just scroll down, their top services are right here. And apparently people get a lot of parking tickets because it's right there. So just click on pay a parking ticket. And then you can pay online, over the phone, in person, or by mail. So it gives you basically the same options. But yep, and then you just click here and you can do parking citation. And you just put the number on the ticket, and then I'm assuming just put your credit card information in. So that one was pretty easy.
How would you rate it?
I would definitely give that one a 10.